All right, guys. So this is what it looks like inside of our Go High level system. This is inside of our opportunities section. Okay. Now, this is where your sitter should be spending a lot of time as well as inside of the DMs. Okay. A lot of the stuff can be done through here as well as Instagram, but this is what everybody should be using in order to keep track of where everybody is at within the stage and any notes and things like that that we need. So as we can see here, applications submitted. These are people that started to do the application but never picked the time. So maybe they didn't find a time on the calendar that worked for them. Maybe they didn't know how to answer one of the questions. Maybe they felt uncomfortable giving some personal information. There's some reason on why they did not fully go through with booking a call. Okay. So these are what we consider hot leads. These are people that, hey, they were interested, but then for some reason they fell off. And the same goes for the people that no show. Okay. People that no show is the same thing. They were interested. They booked a call. Life happens. They didn't show up. It doesn't mean that they're not interested anymore. Usually it's just the timing was off. So how do we continue to follow up with these people and remember all the people that come in? You use your Go High level system. As long as you're moving these people over accordingly every single day, you know, then you don't have a bunch of stuff backed up and it's easy to keep track of everything. And the automations help to remind so that way you don't have to go in and do a bunch of work every single day. Okay. But this is where we should be spending most of our time looking at the appointments that were applications that were submitted and the no shows. Okay. And then the setter should also come in here and all of the appointments that have been set. These are people that are scheduled the time on the calendar. Inside of Go High Level is where we do all of the follow up to make sure that they're going to show up on the call. Okay. And we'll get into that in another video. Um, but inside of here is where all of the hot leads are at. It's very important. You can find all of their information and everything in here if you have everything set up correctly. Um, so do yourself a favor. Inside of here is a gold mine. There's a bunch of clients in here that have already seen your stuff, but more than likely it was the timing that wasn't correct. Or maybe they saw your video and they realized they didn't meet all the qualifications and they disqualified themselves. And that's okay. That's what we want. But there's a lot of people in here that really it was just the timing or something was off. But if we don't continue to follow up with them, they're going to see somebody else's ad and they're going to go with the next person. Okay. So the other part that I use a lot is the calendars. And in the calendars, this is where we're going to look at all the calls that are coming up for the week. And I always try to reach out to these people multiple times, at least once or twice before their actual booked call. That way, the chances of them showing up is a lot better. Okay. But this is where you can click on everybody's stuff. You can click on the name. You'll see all of their information here. If you click on their contact name again, it will come up with their profile, and then you can see all of their answered questions and all the conversations that we had. And then we'll get into, here's all their questions that they answered, things like that. So now if we're taking a look at this and we see anything that looks a little funny, or if they said something that was a little off, well, we can address that and we can put notes in the system. Okay, so the Go High level system is excellent. I love using it. Everything can be in one place. We can call from here. We can send our messages, send our reminders, and you can see everything at one time. Okay. That's it. As far as the CRM system goes, I mainly just use the opportunities in the calendar section, the hot leads that are coming in from the applications that are submitted, and the no-shows. Okay. And then as far as the follow-up, it's basic messages, nothing crazy. Again, it's very similar to the way that we would follow up in IG and using ChatGPT to help come up with some creative messages when needed. That's it for now. See you guys in the next one.